Alright, I'm also going to include getting your polypaint out of here if you don't have UVs, because I know some of you have chosen to work your models in ZBrush and then retopologize. So for those of you who are not yet familiar with getting your maps out or creating UVs in ZBrush, again, very simple, and I would recommend to create them fairly large to start with, just get some really good resolution in there. You can always reduce that later. So I'll go in this case with 2048, 2K, and I'm going to group the UV tiles. Oops, we have, oh, that's fine. Alright, so what that's telling me to do is to go to my lowest, which I forgot to do. Let's go on to your lowest, group UV. Let's see what we get here. Go to highest to get our texture map out of there. And there we go. Alright, so that fixed it. What I did was just go ahead and create new from Polypaint texture, and that corrected it. So now you can see what the UV and Polypaint layout looks like. Of course, when you're working with photography, that layout is not going to work for you. So that is why I like to lay out UVs first, because it's just really easy to use photography after that. If you're using Spotlight to apply your photo reference in ZBrush, then you won't need to worry about your UV maps. So, alright, once you have that, you can go ahead and clone the texture and save that out, export that so that you can reference that in your high resolution package. We did that. So, and you would also export your model to an OBJ file so that you have your model to apply that to. Alright. And additionally, since you have new UV layout, you'll want to recreate your normal map. Clone that and save that out as well. Export that and apply that to our model in Maya or Max. Additionally, you will want to export your low resolution, and even though your UVs have not changed since your base mesh has changed a little bit to accommodate the high resolution sculpting, and so go ahead and export your low poly mesh as well in order to apply that information in your 3D package. And I'm also going to, since I stayed as low as possible with my poly count on my high resolution, I'm not going to use the Decimation Master. I'm just going to export that as my high poly mesh, and I'm going to show you another way to get your normal map or your detail information on your base mesh. Alright, so I'm here in Maya, and as you can see, I've imported my low poly mesh and my high poly mesh, and I did not use Decimation Master on this. I just cut it up so that it would be able to load that, and I exported it as an OBJ, otherwise Maya will not open that with all of the information on it. So I put that on a different layer. Go ahead and line this up. and hide the high poly for now. And so I'm left with the low poly version here, and I'm going to go ahead and soften the edges so that I have a softer surface to work with. And I named that file the low, and the other one is the high. So the first thing I'm going to do is come to rendering, lighting and shading, and I'm going to come right down here to transfer maps. And in this tool you have a lot of different selections. What I'm going to do is, this is my target mesh. The first thing I'm going to do is select that as the target mesh. I have that in there. Map 1, yes, display the mesh, that's fine. And I'm going to add the selected. I have that selected. So the next thing I'm going to do is pick the source mesh. So I'm going to go up here and get my outliner. And I'm going to go ahead and select my my high resolution mesh, and I'm going to add that, add selected. So now I see that the source mesh is the high resolution mesh. Now under display you can display the mesh, the envelope, or both. So let's just go ahead and choose mesh for now, and I'm going to set this pretty low, about 0.5 to start with. Right down here you have a number of different options. Normal, displays, diffuse, shaded with the lighting, and we're just going to select on these two for now. Find our path and name our file, which I've done here. We want to make sure that we're selecting a new shader, and the common output, we're going to go ahead and raise this up a little bit to make it nice and big. Alright, we're going to stick with a low preview quality. This is where you would set your settings for quality. You can designate your map size here and your sampling quality. We're just going to use a preview so that we can make sure that it's working fine, and then we will up the quality as we go. Gaussian filter, okay. Let's see. Alright, so let's go ahead and say bake and close and look at the results. Also, I want to let you know that the this particular tool was used in the tutorial series for the vehicle as well, showing you how to transfer those maps. So I will indicate the location of those for the vehicle modelers. And say bake and close and take a look at our results. It'll take just a few minutes, so I'll check back when it's finished.